Well, hello everyone. So I just pulled up at my house and about to go and try to fix this trailer, and got a friend of mine coming over that's going to help with the, cutting the back of the gate off and everything. I'm going to pay him a couple bucks, but anything to not be lifting anything heavy right now. But I'm going to hook up the trailer, take it to my shop. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about a venture I went on today at Ollie's Discount Center. I think it's called, or Ollie's something, but it's an Ollie's, kind of like where they buy clearances and closeouts and like excess stuff, and they just buy a lot of stuff and they put it into a retail environment and they try to sell it, make a couple bucks. I'm assuming that they probably got about a 60 to 80% markup on it, if I was to guess looking at their prices. Everything in there is not real organized. It's not a properly set up store, but they got everything grouped together. But it's like I was looking and it was like Hot Wheels, Lego model Hot Wheels, in the toy section. But again, a lot of the stuff that they had there is things that you wouldn't find in a Walmart, you wouldn't find in a conventional store. So for that reason, it's definitely go there, look at things, just for a little bit of an adventure. The prices on some things are really decent. Not enough where you can buy it and resell it, but I do see a lot of the same thing at Ollie's that I do at the flea market, and they're about the same price as the flea market. There's some things which I will be going back for some Christmas presents that I've seen. Some really unique items. They got clothing there that are model is definitely better in Walmart. I mean, they got Walmart beat by about half, because I went over to Walmart one time and looking at hoodies, and damn, $25-$30 for a hoodie, and they got them for like $8.99. They do have some name brand, but it's also some lower end name brand stuff like Champion, and so there's a nice overall from generic to name brand. This is an overall field of everything there. They got hardware stuff, they got a little bit of furniture, they got rugs, they got some small appliances, they got food there, they got a very big book section, which surprised me on how big the book section is compared to the rest of the store. The groceries there are moderately priced, but everything they are cheaper than Walmart, and definitely cheaper than like Winn-Dixie or Publix or Target. But it's a lot of the stuff that I looked at, like the cereal, some of the canned goods, some of the stuff that they had there, a lot of the cans were dented, but all of them were within the expiration time. So like the cereal, they all expired in about a month. So if you're buying it and eating it right then, you're fine. But if it's for any kind of like prepper food or any kind of overstock, probably not the best place to buy food. But if you're just like cereal, I think was $2.99 and $3.99 for a box. And if you bought cereal, that's not a bad price. And it is name brand, but it doesn't have the wide selection that Walmart, Publix, and other grocery stores have. Everybody in there was really nice. I mean, I talked to a couple of the employees, and one of them was telling me how people do come in there and buy and resell, and at the flea market, or they have smaller like mom and pop stores where like convenience stores, or maybe small I call them immigrant stores, but like the Chinese or the Arabic, but they'll come in and buy stuff and then resell it in their store as a markup, like the neighborhood stores, I should say. The biggest thing I can tell you is the toy section, because I've made my point many times on there's no reason that at Walmart it costs $30 or $25 to buy a freaking Barbie doll, or like a He-Man, not a He-Man, what's the new things they got now? Anyway, I think it was a remake of He-Man or something, but they like had the cat with the guy on top of it's like $45 at Walmart, and I was like, that's stupid for a price of a kid's toy. And they have the same stuff for like $8 to $12 there. So it's still expensive for a toy, but it's nowhere near the price of, like Walmart or any kind of, general merchandise store. You're not going to go there and have a list and buy everything. That's not going to happen. But, if you're in the Regency area or in the area of an Ollie's, you got a few hours to kill. Like for me, I was in there for about 45 minutes. Talked with a couple employees, really nice people. The store is clean, but it's not a professional setup. They get in random stuff and they put it in random places, but they kind of have a general idea. Like the appliance section is all on the same aisle, but it's like blender, toaster, microwave, blender. It's just kind of, you got to look at everything to see everything. There's no just going to a section and everything's there. It's not that refined, but it's still somewhat organized. There's some stuff that the prices were high in my opinion. Like I looked at some of the shelving, and the shelving was at the same price of any other store in town. Not saying good or bad, I'm just saying, some of the stuff is definitely a nice place to go and shop. It's more of an adventure than a shopping experience, but I'd give it a thumbs up or a good, A-, B+ as a store. It's not the cheapest place I know to go buy things. But like there's a hardware section, not complete, but the stuff they had was, very well priced. They had windshield wiper blades, which I didn't know my size or else I bought them, but windshield wiper blades for $5.99 and $7.99. There's places I go and they're $30, $40. They had the steering wheel covers, which unfortunately not the ones that fit my truck, because certain SUVs have bigger steering wheels than most cars and stuff. So, and this is one that has the bigger steering wheel. But they had a bunch of steering wheel covers. Anywhere I go, they're $20, $25. All theirs were $6.99, $7.99. So, they do have some really good deals. Not good enough that you can buy it and resell it. But if you're buying it for a gift or buying it as a, not a purposeful purchase, but just, saying, hey, I'm bored, I want to decorate my truck, I want to, there's plenty of stuff that you can buy as an impulse purchase and not feel guilty about it, because it's a good enough deal, to where, you're getting something at a good price for the most part, but it's not anything to where it's such a good deal that you're going to buy all of it, So that being said, a very interesting store. There was stuff in there I've never seen before in my life. Some very unique products in there. It's, like I went over to the shoe section and all the shoes were slippers. There's no high-end fashion, but they got t-shirts galore. So if you're not, if you just want something very basic, very cheap, I think for clothing, Goodwill, Salvation Army has them beat hands down. But it's still a nice place to go for clothing. For electronics, you can go to a Ross or a Michaels or, a City Trends and get the same stuff at about the same price. That's kind of the price point on electronics. The food, again, being close to expiration date, very good pricing, for what it is. The books, I don't price books, but they all seem to be, probably not the best prices, but it really, that surprised me the most. They have a damn library inside that place. And I know that's probably a personal choice of the owner, because as soon as you walk in, the first section is books, so that's something that I'm assuming they have an ulterior meaning or motive to get people to read. So, it seems like that's a personal project of the owner of the store, if I was to guess. But yeah, and it's you literally have to walk the whole store, to kind of see everything, because nothing's really in a set place. They got, I'm sure during Christmas time, it's going to be a great place to pick up toys versus, the inflated prices of the other discount stores like Walmart and all the, I think Toys R Us is back, but it's like super expensive to shop there, so, yeah, that's my review of Ollie's. I think it's definitely worth going into if you're someone, who go shopping in general. It's a great place to go, and by the looks of it, if you go in there once a month, you're going to constantly see new stuff, because it looks like they're always getting stuff in and out. Like most of the shelving is these rolling 2-tiered carts, and they just roll it out. A lot of the displays I've seen is where they rigged up a display, put it on a pallet, rolled it out there with a pallet jack, put it in the floor, and said, "Here you go." So it's not as bad as a Safeway as far as being a creepy store, because I went into Safeways and just didn't even feel good. Like, it was depressing to shop there. And I'm not knocking Safeway. If you shop there, it's decent pricing too. But the one I went into was like dark. It kind of smelled funny. It had flickering lights. I was like, I don't even feel comfortable. We're not talking about Safeway. We're talking about Ollie's. So, anyways, but Ollie's, it surprised me. Never been in there before until today, and it was strictly because I was waiting on my truck to get repaired that I went in there. And not a store I would go shop at consistently, but for events, for a novelty, I think that's a really great store to go shop in, to find something unique and something a little different and something a little quirky. And it has the normal stuff at a better price than, like, basically if something was on clearance at Walmart, like a good clearance, not their, 5% off, but I'm talking about something that's on a good clearance at Walmart is about the normal price of an Ollie's. So, but yeah, I was surprised. So, anyways, this is my little review on Ollie's, and if you know about the situation with the prior videos, you know why I'm sitting here, and got a whole bunch of stuff in the back of my truck. And so if you've seen the other videos, then, or if this is before them, then you'll know in the next video. So I don't know the order I'm gonna put them out, but a lot has happened in the past 24 hours that has been really crazy in my life. And but if you like this kind of stuff, comment. If you've been to Ollie's and have a story, kind of do a brief little thing on your experiences, good or bad. But it's a very surprising store to me, and it wasn't bad. It's a little weird, a little different, but I will definitely go back. So, kudos to the owners of Ollie's. You did something that actually surprised me enough to make a YouTube video about it. So, and I don't normally review stores, but it was unique enough to, that I was like, this is kind of, it was cool in a weird way, but it's like having a whole entire flea market in an air-conditioned room. That's about the best thing I could say. Is it's like going to the flea market, and the uniqueness that you find at a flea market is all in one building, and it's air-conditioned. So, and I think they got shopping carts. I don't remember seeing one. I didn't grab a shopping cart. So, but I think I spent like $10 there and got a whole bag full of stuff and little things that I know I'm going to need, but I may not need it right now. But, I'm making a big jewelry stand in my house, and found these really cool looking hooks I'm going to use to hang jewelry from, and put it on a piece of plywood and paint it all up, and I'll have a big wall of jewelry that I'm building in my house. So, but yeah, that's enough rambling. Peace, love, money. I'm out.